Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got some early gameplay for you of Dead Ops Arcade and Black Ops Cold War. This is available as soon as you get the game. You don't have to do Easter eggs or anything to play it. And if you're unfamiliar, Dead Ops Arcade is always the alternative and very silly zombies mode that ships with most Call of Duty games. And I think that it's overlooked a lot of years, because a lot of years it's quite simple, but this year they put a lot of work into it and I'm kind of impressed. I'm going to have a lot of nice things to say about it. But first, I want to show off this absolutely insane intro. Yeah, that's a lot of intro right there. Very 80s, very arcade, and very fun. I guess we're playing the Cosmic Silverbacks Mama, who's very, very mad. But Dead Ops Arcade is back. I think that technically makes it the third installment of this game, and in my opinion, it's bigger, better, and more fun than ever. The gameplay in today's video is going to be showing you my entire playthrough from start to finish, even after the commentary ends. I did not expect to play this mode as long or have nearly as much fun as I did. I also didn't expect for it to be so well fleshed out and to have any kind of path or story or anything interesting to do. I thought I'd just kind of bumble around and shoot some zombies. So in a nutshell, this is the classic Call of Duty Dead Ops gameplay from the past. You have a lot of returning characters, you have your chicken buddy that shoots for you, you have a lot of crazy guns, you've got crazy power-ups, a crazy story, you've got mostly 2D shoot-'em-up action, but some things have definitely changed with the core gameplay we're going to talk about in a second, and some additional zombies lore if you want to do some exploring. This year, however, they decided to put a lot of extra work into the secrets and exploration, and in my opinion, a significant amount of extra work into alternative 2D platforming schemes and 3D schemes, and just a lot of different viewing angles that make this game feel a lot more interactive than it did in the past. It actually reminds me of Mario Odyssey in a way. I'm not going to say it's as good as Mario Odyssey, obviously, but kind of like how in Mario Odyssey you could swap back and forth between 2D and 3D and transform into different things. You can pretty much do that here in Dead Ops Arcade. You're going to get to see gameplay of all of this later on. What I'm showing you right now is my playthrough in order. The mode has a first-person power-up that's fairly common and instantly turns it into a first-person shooter. You can aim up-down, it's not just like a GoldenEye style movement, and you can sometimes see the map a bit better in first-person mode. You'll find this very quickly. When you do this, your hipfire spread is super tight, but you can also aim down sights if you want to. Headshots don't appear to deal more damage or anything in this mode. I think that that's to keep it fair with people that didn't get the power-up. So to the best of my ability to tell, hip firing is probably the way to go. This is mostly useful for getting long-range shots on enemies that might be off of your 2D field of view, or just if there's something kind of nasty you don't want to get close to but maybe can't see or aim very well with that kind of goofy joystick aiming like Geometry Wars. Some map areas seem to require this power-up. There's a few boss fights and a few things where they just really strongly encourage this and it spawns everywhere. I think you can beat it all without it, but it seems to be the way to go. It's overall not super necessary, but it is fun. It's a nice change of pace. On the topic of changes of pace, there are a couple of different 2D versions of the game. So you've got the, top-down 2D view, but then sometimes in some bonus areas it'll suddenly become a 2D side scroller, very reminiscent of Mario, which I promise you I have gameplay of later in today's video. Oddly, in these sections, you can still shoot in 3 dimensions. Like, you can still not just shoot forward and backwards and up and down, but you can shoot into the platformer and you can shoot out toward the screen. And the enemies sometimes come at you in a 2D fashion and sometimes come at you in a 3D fashion. So you're in a 2D game with 3D enemies, which is kind of a weird feeling, but still fun and fresh. The 2D sections have a lot of jumps, coins, Sonic-like springs, and just a lot of stuff to do. There are a couple of different versions of 2D, top-down, side-to-side, stuff like that, and probably more that I haven't even gotten to yet. But the idea is that it keeps you on your toes, it keeps you busy, and it keeps you doing new and interesting stuff. Dead Ops rewards exploration despite being mostly round-based. It also gives you the option of exploring an area called the Wilds. This is a pretty freeform area where you have to find keys, you find power-ups, you unlock secrets, zombies lore, extra lives, stuff like that. The Wilds is sort of a big exploration bonus mission. Outside of that, Dead Ops still allows you to choose your own path, but it generally leads you in the same direction. It's kind of like a lot of those BioWare and Mass Effect games. No matter what you choose, it still kind of pushes you along a path. So there's not a lot of choice, more so a choice in tactics, how you want to engage your enemy, what areas look more fun. Some of the levels have fixed amounts of enemies, like a count of them. After you've killed a 100, it's done. Others have giant skulls that spawn and just spawn zombies, kind of like in Gauntlet or Gauntlet Legends, if you remember those games from 8,000 years ago. And of course you have bosses coming in as well. In my opinion, Treyarch has made a fully fleshed out arcade game. I think it's very good. The game very clearly takes, I will say generously, inspirations from dozens of more popular arcade games and some old NES and SNES classics. You'll see some kind of throwbacks to Ikaruga and Sonic and Mario as you play through this. They're not shamelessly knocked off. I think inspired is this is the most generous and fair word that I can use. So Dead Ops could easily release today as an independent game on Steam or something like that and probably do really well. A lot of the people that really like platformers and little 2D indie games would probably gravitate toward this and have a very good time. In my opinion, Dead Ops is a good game mode. I think it's actually worth playing, at least for a little while, at least experience it. A lot of people totally skip it. If you've got a little bit of spare time, if your friends are offline when you're playing late at night, this one's definitely worth checking out. That is all for the commentary portion of today's video, and without any further ado, I'm going to pass it off to the rest of the gameplay from my entire playthrough. So if you want to see some, I wouldn't call them advanced levels, but further in, and some more unusual gameplay elements, you can stick around, watch, and relax. Drifter out.
soon? How dare you leave us? Challenge round! Prepare yourself! Enter the third dimension. Challenge round! Prepare yourself! Bonus room. Ooh, shiny. Challenge round! Prepare yourself! Game over!